Hello and welcome to Finextra TV. I'm Alex Lippic and you join us here in Lisbon for EBAday 2024. And kindly joining me on the sofa is Bana Akkad of BNY. Thank you so much, Bana, for being here. It's great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
And what a great event, don't you think?
Quite, indeed. So definitely a great event and a very vibrant, set of discussions and momentum that's taking
Even
place.
up here, you can feel the buzz, can't you?
Absolutely.
So bring us up to date if you can. What are the key trends that you're typically seeing at the moment in transaction banking? Let's start there.
Wow. So where do we start on that? I mean, there's been a significant amount of change that's been taking place in the transaction banking industry over the past few years, and certainly more accentuated in the last couple of years. I mean, you could almost say that the banks and financial institutions have been hit by, the perfect storm, from the rapid changes in innovation and technology, changing client demands that they need to meet, also the big transitions and migrations that we're witnessing, whether it is the ISO 222 migration or the T+1 settlement transition that's taken place in North America and that's impacting the rest of the globe. All that coupled at the same time where we are living in uncertain times, be it from a hyperinflationary environment to even the macroeconomic uncertainty and the higher for longer interest rate environment that we are sitting in, but also not to forget the geopolitical uncertainty that is all around us, particularly here in Europe, Middle East and Africa.
Sure. You mentioned the uncertainty. What are the kind of core challenges that these trends are, or the negative impact they're having effectively on their clients? What are the challenges, do you think?
So the challenges are, first of all, just to take it a step back. So there is impact, but impact is not always negative. But with impact from all of these various changing movements around us, there is challenge, but also in challenge there is opportunity to see how you can do things differently, how you can do things better, and we're going to get to that. But certainly with all of these different moving forces, there is more pressure on financial institutions and banks to improve how they do things in order to keep up with the times and meet client demands and prosper at the same time, but also meet the new changing regulations, all at a time where they have to make significant investments, whether it is in their back office or the way that they do things in order to keep up with all of these different changes. I mean, you look at it from the perspective of innovation and what's happening in the technology space, or even adopting their systems and their workflows to keep up with the migrations. I mean, we mentioned ISO 222, we mentioned T+1 and all that it entails. So that really puts a great deal of pressure on financial institutions to prioritize where they focus on and how they invest, because at the same time, this is also coming with higher costs, be it higher costs to make these necessary investments and where to focus on, but also as they look to how they can meet all of the arising risks that are happening. I mean, the cost of compliance is ever rising, not to mention one of many.
Sure. Thank you very much for touching on the challenges there. It's a really interesting insight. So how do you think these challenges can be overcome by these financial institutions? Things like collaboration must be quite important, I would imagine.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is where particularly, we mentioned the cost of keeping up, right? So it is the actual cost in terms of making the investments and making the right investments that will get you to be compliant and to keep up with the industry, but also where do you focus on in order to safe-proof for the next phase and to thrive and grow and continue to add value to your clients. And this is where it becomes more of a challenge, particularly for smaller financial institutions, local and regional financial institutions, for instance. And this is where it is important to see how do you grow your network in a way so that you can actually foster value-add collaborations that can give you the extension that you need, and that you can extend actually your means and capabilities so that you can achieve the scale that is being asked of you, whether by the market, the industry, the ever increasing regulations, but also by your clients and client demand. And this is where collaboration and finding the right partners really becomes essential, right? Whether your partners are in the correspondent banking space, as we think about transaction banking, or even who do you partner with in terms of enablers, whether we talk about the rise of fintechs and all of these non-traditional players as well in the space.
And that's probably why these events are so important, to bring everyone together, which we can see happening just behind us there. I won't take up any more of your time, but thank you ever so much for joining us, Bana. It's been great.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.